Hello, so I'm back from outer space, and well, what a couple of weeks it's been actually. A lot has changed in the world in the time since I've been away from my channel. I'm back now, hope this is good. Sorry to you guys who were hoping for a live experience last night. I got to be super careful. I got to be really careful with my health at this point, but things will improve going forward. I'm sure about that. And one of the problems I have at the moment is this has affected my memory, and I'm not too good at remembering what the cards mean, and I don't want to get that wrong. Basically, I don't want to get that wrong. So we're going to start off with a nice, basic, simple kind of five-card reading today. We're going to use the amazing Starman Tarot deck, which has a lot of sort of David Bowie type images in it. It was drawn by the same artist that drew a lot of stuff for David Bowie, whose name is David De Angelis, and it's a wonderful deck. So we'll have a shuffle and we'll see what we get out of this. And this reading's really all about the state of the world, because a lot has changed actually. Since I stopped putting videos out regularly, which is getting on for 2 weeks ago. Actually, it's about 13 and a half days since I put a video out, so it's about 2 weeks. And UK seems to be running out of petrol. Though it depends who you talk to. Some people seem to have plenty of petrol, some people seem to have none. People are worried about the container ship crisis going up to Christmas, and I've actually just watched a video where there are over 90 container ships off the coast of California just waiting to be unloaded. So who knows what's going on? Well, the tarot probably knows what's going on. So let's take the top five off this deck of Starman cards. And what's our first card? It is the Five of Wands. Fire sign energy to get the thing started. Wow, that's not the easiest thing to read, is it? Let me just try a bit of light manipulation. There, can you see that? I hope you can see that. It's the Five of Wands, basically. Don't know how well my camera's focusing. Oh, this is a whole new minefield, isn't it? But it's the Five of Wands, nevertheless. And this is about competitive nature, basically, and sort of getting locked into that feeling of competition. The Five of Wands is a very locked in sort of card. There's a battle of wits going on. And people's structures are a bit too rigid. New ideas need to be tried when we get the Five of Wands. The fire sign card, Leo, Sagittarius and Aries are the energies associated with this card. And obviously all those are kind of quickly changeable energies. Well, Leo's pretty steady. Leo just kind of wants to be out there. But Leo does tend to ignore the undercurrent that's going on. Sagittarius, well, I'm one. And we do spring back from things when we think we're going to be really going forward, suddenly spring back and want to rethink. And of course, Aries, very ram-like, very much getting things done, but not always the most productive sign because of that. So we have got things sort of going back and forth quite a lot as we look at this card, the Five of Wands. There's actually some beautiful colours in this card. There are in all of them, but they're not showing up too well. But we've got a real nice healing kind of green at the top of the card here. And that's the thing to focus on, this situation has to heal, really. We can't just keep on going on like this forever. And the people who run our world in their rather crazy, mad sort of way that people will like to try and run our world, they are actually going to want to make money. They are actually going to want us to have some kind of life going on. So I'm going to say let's try not to worry too much about this. If we look at it purely in terms of the rigid structures by which we all live our lives, then yes, it looks like there's a lot to worry about. But smoking mirrors or smoke and mirrors, I'm not sure whether it's smoke and mirrors or smoking mirrors, but it's that smoke mirror thing going on there. Don't believe it too much. And make the most of that competitive nature that we all have to actually make the most of this situation, even if that means competing with your own feelings of negativity. And I know you're not all negative thinkers out there in Twig World, not by a long way, but we're surrounded by negative thoughts, aren't we, at the moment? Oh my God, it's going to be Christmas and there isn't going to be enough of various things that quite frankly, none of us really need. I bet there's enough love to go around. That's the thing, and that's what really matters at Christmas. I bet there's plenty of that, Nothing that goes on in this world can really take away from that. But we're locked in. It's a battle of wits, and we just got to try new ideas, break away from those rigid structures. Okie doke, 5 of wands. There we go. Let's put that one down. Let's have a quick drink of tea. And let's move on to card number 2. Oh, right, 2 of Pentacles. So it's that balancing act, that juggling act that always goes with the 2 of Pentacles. Earth sign energy. Now, this is much more grounded. As we move through the 5 cards, the energies kind of change, and we find out more about the energies. So we had that fiery energy in the first card, the 5 of Wands. Now things are getting grounded. And Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the energies associated with this card, the Pentacles, and it's the 2 of Pentacles. So it's kind of binary, it's a simpler way of going through things. It's a simpler way of looking at things, and it makes things look as if they're kind of likely to work out, as if they're likely to go in a positive direction, really. What this card invites us to do is to try and strike a balance if we possibly can. Maybe reinvent things, Sometimes we've got to reinvent the world around us to make the most of it. And that is certainly the case if we really are going to get into all these shortages. I still reckon there's a lot of smoke and a lot of mirrors. Exactly how they relate to each other, I don't know. None of us do. That's the crazy thing about this. But I still reckon there's smoke, and I still reckon there's mirrors, and I reckon it's going to be very different to the way it looks at the moment a couple of weeks down the line. And I watched this all unfolding from my hospital bed, really. Nothing really, none of this had started when I first kind of went into hospital a couple of weeks ago. And I just sat there and watched it unfold, rather bemused, and I've got a very strong feeling that it's not what it seems. I don't think we're in for an easy time ahead by any means. But look, it's the 2 of Pentacles. It's so much to do with juggling the responsibilities, juggling with the nature of life, riding the wave of challenges. And we can't do that when this card comes up, really. So whatever challenges are coming into your life and whatever worries that is giving you, friends, try and look on the positive side. See it as a challenge and know that you can ride the wave of that challenge. I'm absolutely sure you can. I know so many of you so well from the live videos we do. You can all ride the wave of challenge, guys. You really can. So just focus on that and, visualize and believe that it's going to come out good, because it really can. So there we go. Second card, and it was the 2 of Pentacles. Some kind of synergy going on there, I think. With a drink of Earl Grey. I love my Earl Grey tea. So this brings us to the heart of the matter, and okay, the middle card is really what it all kind of hinges on in a 5-card reading. So let's see what we've got. I think this is going to show us something of the nature of the truth we're dealing with at the moment, and then as we go into the last 2 cards, we'll find out some more. So what? Oh, it's a reversed one. It's the 3 of Swords reversed. Whoa, right. Well, sword cards, air sign energy. Okay, so Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, the star signs associated with this. I'm relearning this really quickly, actually. And I do remember this card has a lot to do with false happiness when it comes out inverted or reversed, which it has in this case. Let's take a look at it the right way up. Okay, much of positive stuff going on there. A little bit of darkness about it, most certainly. And this guy's dressed up in a suit of armour. So it's not totally plain sailing, even when it's the right way up. But when it's reversed, it's like inviting us to turn it round the right way to make things better. And as we were talking about striking a balance in the 2 of Pentacles a minute ago, this is about, looking at the happiness we've got. Is it false happiness? Well, I think, a lot of the crises that, smoke, mirrors, or whatever's going on at the moment, real or imagined, a lot of the crises that are hitting the world at the moment are just the result of us living in a non-sustainable way for a very long time. Things have got to change, really, they really have. And in this last couple of weeks for me, it's really got me thinking about my YouTube channel. And you know, the amount of work I've put into it, I've really been burning the candle at both ends, and it is a lot of work to make a YouTube channel really pop. And I've been it's like year 14 at the moment, friends. It really, you know, so I've put a lot in really, and it's just made me think, yeah, just don't worry about it, because it's not actually sustainable. That is what's been proved to me, big style. It's sustainable like this, you know, but actually trying to force things to go along the road and to work in a particular way, totally unsustainable, really. So, you know, I'm looking at the change, and that, friends, is how I'm kind of turning my situation around at the moment. I'm probably going to end up being just as many videos as there were before, actually. But what I'm saying is, I'm taking a new look, I'm taking a new approach to the whole thing, and that really is how we're going to turn around this energy in the Three of Swords reversed, because the happiness that we're kind of all chasing after at the moment is a kind of fake happiness. We're trying to sort of avoid dark feelings, we're trying to avoid despair and sadness, and this world, I'm sad to say, just chucks dark feelings, despair and sadness at us all the time. It's how the authorities control us, it's how this world really, not Mother Nature, not Gaia, those are beautiful energies, but the people who run this world, you know, they want us to think it's really bad, and all we can do is work, work, work to make them richer and to make them happier, and it's just tough, you know. We aren't millionaires, so that's tough luck on us, really, isn't it? Don't have it, friends. Every life, as I'm always saying, actually, every life is a flash of light in an eternal universe, and you know, every life is worth having. The brighter that light flashes, the brighter that light shines, the better it is. Not just for you, not just for your own personal light, but for everyone around you, for everyone who meets you. So keep that candle lit, keep that light shining, and that is how you're going to turn around this rather difficult situation here. There's sadness here, you know, and there's a feeling of inflicting misery on others. And I want to say, friends, that misery is being inflicted on ourselves really at the moment, and that, I'm sure, is what all these kind of concerns and worries are about, because you know, maybe we're not going to have all the kind of goodies that we really would normally want to have around us for the festive season. But my God, every festive season, don't we all sit around saying, my God, this has gone mad, we don't need this amount of stuff. And then after Christmas, it all gets thrown on rubbish dumps, and there's a lot of kindness around at Christmas, there is, for sure, but very little of it has got anything to do with these material things that we're worried about not having or worried about losing in one way or another. Now, so just rise above that, friends. That is my advice to you. It really is. Okay. So this leads us to card number 4. What have we for card number 4, I wonder? Scary one again. It's number 13, and it is the Death card. There it is. But as we know, the Death card is really all about rebirth, you know, and lots of flowery images going on in this, as, you know, the plant kingdom comes to life. And goodness me, when the world slows down with weird shortages and stuff like that, and like when everyone stopped flying at some point last year, there was no flying going on. International flights were all cancelled, and the skies above my place were beautiful. You could actually see the blue in the sky again, when it's usually crisscrossed with all these sort of yellowy grey chemical whatever it is that comes out of aircraft exhausts. So you know, for everything that's being taken away from us now with, you know, shortages and God knows what else, nature is never going to be actually taken away from us. This is the thing. Mother Nature always defeats our attempts to pollute her and poison her. And this is what's happening here in the Death card. And it's not killing us, not by any means, but it is telling us we've got to find new ways. We have got to actually take a new look at the world and be willing to change, you know. Now this card suggests that we're coming to the end of a major phase, really, and that we might as well surrender to it, you know, to that change, and actually awaken to a new life. It strips us bare, really, but that's what's needed for new growth, and that's what's needed for rebirth. And right in the middle of this card, gosh, I wish it would come out clearer than this, but just where my finger is there, if the camera will focus, there is a key. And so there is a key to a new life at the heart of the death and rebirth that we're going forward into and through now. And there is no death without rebirth, friends. This is an absolute fact, you know. Sometimes a situation just comes to its end and that's the end of it, but it always creates a kind of a vacuum into which something new happens, you know. So death is never the end. It's just an exciting new adventure, and that's what's coming to us as we get our heads around the craziness of the world the way it is at the moment. And as we begin to realise that the people who claim to have all the answers don't have all the answers, God has all the answers, and the divine within each and every one of us has all the answers. And that's the way to look. That's the place within us that we want to be listening to, and that's what we want to kind of take notice of, our own personal intuition as we move forward in life. Last card is the Four of Wands. I've already seen it because I turned it over there sneakily while I was talking. And this is really pretty positive, actually. This is setting the stage for a celebration. And it could mean there's a big meeting coming up. We've got these two characters here. They seem to be holding hands to me. Let's take a close look in case I've screwed up. No, they are definitely holding hands. So there is a meeting of people and there is a meeting of minds. It's always important to be on your best behaviour for this meeting, and because this card is the fifth card in this particular reading, that it is the fifth card in, I'm going to say that being on our best behaviour as human beings, as citizens of Mother Earth, is what's going to allow us to make the best of this. So something to celebrate, really. Communication is highlighted here in a big way, and we are actually in the middle of Mercury retrograde at the moment. That has not been lost on me. I'm not allowed to drive for another couple of weeks, and God knows there's been enough trouble with communication going on with me just lately. So what a crackingly hectic Mercury retrograde this has been. I've never known one like it. I was completely pulled out of the world altogether. So that is not lost on me, right? So communicate, guys. Even though this is a really hard time to communicate, dig in and get communicating, okay? Network together, be with each other, because it's people coming together that really provide the answers, that really make things happen. So build those relationships up. Be willing to achieve new things and always be looking for balance, friends. That's where it's at. So one sign, fire sign energy, wands card, fire sign energy to end the thing with. And we started with wands, we ended with wands. Little bit about communication there. Pretty negative situation we seem to be in at the moment, but fire sign energy all through that reading, right the way through it. And you know, it's that fire of creativity that is really the answer to the terrible situation that the world seems to be in at the moment. It's going to come right because of the fire we all have in our own hearts. That's what we've got to bring out. That's what we've got to bring to bear on the world. That's how we're going to make it happen. And that's why there is actually plenty to look forward to, despite what the naysayers say. And naysayers always say nay, because that's what they do. So don't worry about that. They're just obsessed. Thing to do is keep going forward, right? Just keep on going. Don't let this thing slow you down. Don't let this thing stop you. Maybe there are changes coming into all our lives. In fact, there's no maybe about it. There is change coming into all our lives at the moment. And the more we embrace it, the more success we're going to have. I wouldn't dig in. But certainly do dig in terms of just don't let any of this bring you down, okay? Keep on being you. People of the Twig, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back in a future video with some more. May even go live again soon. That would be wonderful. Hit the subscribe button and you will get a notification a good sort of half an hour or so before I go live. So no one will be kind of missing each other and we'll all be in tune again. Do hit the like if you've enjoyed this one and leave me a comment, guys. It's always good to share the journey. I will see you again very soon. Take care of yourselves, friends. Love and light and blessings and peace.